All right, so sometimes all you need to do in life is just breathe. Just take a step back and just that exhale is what I think Dan Quinn just provided for this Washington Commanders fan base, because this Terry McLaurin negotiation, not showing up at minicamp and holding out and proposal that we're so-called hearing has fans going crazy. And Dan Quinn is the man that basically just put all the worries to rest. Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career, and he's already milking injuries?
Stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, and Shawty is the winner. You can tell that Shawty's low again now. She's confident.
The good news is lots of rapport has been built. And so those are all the times and, hours and hours upon doing that. Hey, sometimes football and business, they intersect. And this is one of those times. Terry is a fantastic teammate and really puts in the work and spent a lot of time with him already this offseason. So, but the business side of things, Adam and their crew and Terry and his group, they'll let them work through that.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Coach Quinn exposing the truth on why Terry McLaurin's holding out and what's the holdup with the contract and how I took it as fans can just relax and breathe. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you can notify and upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We're 113 subscribers away, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you can reach that goal as soon as possible. Man, I'm telling you, it's free. One of the few things that are left free in this world, subscribing on YouTube. It takes 2 seconds. All right, let's talk about it. So, something that we know has been a topic of discussion is paying this man right here. And a lot of fans have been losing their mind because they feel as though Terry McLaurin will not be a Washington Commander long term. And all I have to tell fans that think like that is just relax, breathe. It's not the first time this has happened with a player in the NFL. This isn't even the first time it happened with Terry McLaurin. Yes, it's a different staff, I get that, but it's obviously a better staff. And the Washington Commanders, they're doing everything that is normal and typical. See, I understand. I'm a fan just like you. So I'm not in the building. I'm not on the grounds of Ashburn. So when I make videos like this or talk like relax, chill, you'll probably look at me like, wow, who is you, huh? You just a fan like me. You don't know none. Cool. But Dan Quinn does. Dan Quinn's the coach. And he stepped to the podium, I believe, yesterday and basically explained what's going on. Did he go into super deep detail? No. But he kept it simple. He said, look, we want to get a deal done with Terry, but sometimes football and business gets in the middle of that. So that's the reason why the contract is taking so long. And that's why he's not here. Is they're trying to figure out the best for both sides. Adam Peters is trying to figure out the best for the Washington Commanders. And Terry McLaurin is trying to get the best deal for him. His agent is trying to get the best deal for him as well. So when the two sides are trying to figure out the best thing to come to grips with and agreement on, it's going to take a little bit, right? But to see Albert Breer post, yeah, the Washington Commanders are far off on a contract extension with Terry McLaurin. To see all these other media outlets say Terry McLaurin is frustrated with not getting a contract extension, very well could be frustrated. But we don't know that for sure. You're just trying to get your clicks up, and that's something that's going to get your clicks up. Dan Quinn, out of his own mouth, told us basically, bro, relax. It's going to happen. Terry McLaurin's under contract for this year, so worst case scenario, he'll play this year out, but it won't even get to that, y'all. Last time he got paid, can't remember the exact date, but I do want to say it was around this time, like June July-ish, right before training camp is when he got paid. And that's where I think he's going to get paid again. I think like right before training camp, he's going to get his money. It's going to happen. We going to have Terry McLaurin on this Washington Commanders team for the future. Y'all don't have to spam the comment section again. I said this in my other video. I'm like, why do we do that as fans? Because I'm guilty of it as well. But like, why do we go to the comment section and say, pay Terry McLaurin, fire this guy, cut this guy, as if the admin's going to see it and say, yeah, let me go show the team, and they're going to listen. Now, they have no control over that. But in all actuality, they know what they are doing. They know that they have too good of a player on their hands to just lowball or let walk away. But to put it into proper perspective, JP Finley said he just talked to Spot Truck. Saying Spot Truck has Terry McLaurin around a 2-year deal with $60 million guaranteed. And that's interesting because if he goes that route, that puts him in another position to where he's 29. He'll be 30 his birthday. That puts him in the position to then be able to, at 31, 32, if he's still balling, to, hey, let me dip again. So I kind of understand this. If I'm piecing it together, just putting my thinking cap on, Adam Peters and the Commanders may want to give Terry McLaurin a 3-year, I say 3-year deal. I don't think it's 4-year deal, but we can just go hypothetically say 3-4-year deal and let him get one final huge payday and let that be it. And Terry McLaurin is like, hold on. His representation is like, hold on. We want to go shorter. Because if the shorter our contract is, the more dipping we can do. And if I'm being honest, I know Terry McLaurin's going to be here like this go round. But I can't say the same for if we give him a 2-year deal and he's 32 at the time. Not saying his production is decreasing. He doesn't deserve a contract extension at that time. If they go that 2-year route, like Spock Truck, or however you say that word, is predicting. Not saying he doesn't deserve it from Washington again, but what if in 2 years we draft a Lad McConkey, or we draft a Malik Neighbors, like we find a young Brian Thomas Jr., like we find one of these young guys in 2 years, and it's like, hell with Terry, like no offense, love Terry to death, favorite commander of all time, but he's 32, and yeah, he's still producing, but he wants another contract after we just gave him $60 million guaranteed for 2 years. Yeah, he can kick rocks because we got a young up and coming guy. And you got to also think they also wanted to align with Jaden Daniels' contract. You got to think if Jaden Daniels, everybody on this roster, and shout out to Louis T, he makes this point often, and it's understandable and it's smart. Like we get it. Every contract is extending or expiring, I should say, for the most part. Not obviously outside of this rookie class, some free agents we signed, but for the most part, every contract expires right around that window when you tend to start negotiating with Jaden Daniels for a new contract. So he just had his rookie year 2024. 25 his second year, 26 his third year. I think if Jaden Daniels puts up another stellar year, MVP kind of year after this year and next year, his third season, after that third year, that's when you open up contract talks. Could you be like Patrick Mahomes and Jordan Love and extend them early? Yeah, but realistically, I'll say after that third year of him being elite, he'll get that contract. So then you think about it, that's 2027. Terry McLaurin's contract, if he signs an extension, what would it be? You added on 1 year, so he's got 1 more year left on this deal. So that's 26. Then the new contract starts after that, so that's 27, 28, 29. So probably like 2029 if you give him a 3-year deal. But if you do the 2-year deal, that allows it to expire in 2027, 2027-ish, 2028-ish, because he's just adding 1 more year left on his deal. So maybe, and again, I'm just thinking, maybe that's what Terry McLaurin's representation is saying. Like, we already still under contract for 1 more year with our old contract. Just give us a 2-year deal, and that's 3 years basically, but 2 years just with new money that allows the contract to expire right around where you want to pay Jaden Daniels or right after you want to pay Jaden Daniels. I think the thing that scares me the most is having it expire around the same time, which you really can't control at this point, but having it expire around the same time when you want to pay Jaden Daniels. Because we got a lot of people we want to pay. It's not even just 5. But say Deebo Samuel goes off this year. Do you extend him? say Laramie Tunsil goes off this year and has a really good year. He wants a contract extension as well. Quan Martin, potentially. Like, we got a lot of decisions to be made. And you don't want to be those teams where you're just, it's not basketball, right? Where you can just find a new superstar every year after a trade. He doesn't like it in 1 or 2 years, you can get out of it. Nah, you need to build a team. So you can't be having a revolving door of superstar talent year in and year out because you can't extend everybody. You got to find a way to do it. If it's obviously worth it. So I feel like Terry McLaurin holds all the leverage here. I genuinely do. Because either way it goes, it benefits him. If he signs a 2-year deal with $60 million guaranteed and whatever the number is, the AAV, his contract is extended in 2027. So he can get another crack at it. If he signs a 3-year deal, the contract expires. He'll be 32, 33. He still can play ball and potentially get another contract. But I think Washington's side of it is we want to give him one big payday, one big final payday that we assume is his prime, and let him finish his prime out here, and then we'll work out some other years, maybe 1-year deals once he becomes 33 and maybe he starts to decline. But Terry McLaurin's side of it is, bro, I'm trying to get as much money as possible, so I want to sign at least the amount of contract years as possible. That way I can have another opportunity to dip again and dip again and dip again. So, in my opinion, if they are far off, like the reports are saying, even I don't believe our Breer or whatever, I could understand it. I have to think about it, but I don't think they're far off. I think they're going to come together and they're going to find something that is right in the sweet spot for both guys. But if I'm being honest, if the theory I have with Terry McLaurin's side, if that's true, that's smart as hell. Because he's 30 in September. If he signs a 2-year deal, adding on to, the final year of his contract this year, he'll be 32, about to turn 33 when the contract is up. He can then get another stab at another potential contract, 2-year contract, and he'd be 35, 34. So we'll see. Both sides have good points, and I think that's why it's going to even itself out and work, because I think that it's just a match made in heaven. But we'll see. We'll see. We ain't going to stress about it. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down below. Dan Quinn basically alluded to this, like they're working on a deal, and they just got to come together and figure out all the right, notes and the right what's the word I'm looking for? Language in the contracts for both sides. But breathe, y'all. Stay calm. We'll be fine. We'll get this done. I promise Terry McLaurin isn't going anywhere. I promise you. All right? That being said, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, help to watch the Commanders on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So we really appreciate if you reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed, stay safe. Be easy out there. Peace.
Never gave up on day. Ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a lawn.